David Grush says there's big stuff coming for UFO disclosure in 2014. We have that and a lot more to talk about today, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I'll talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, this is a little older interview with Walter Kern, who interviewed David Grush extensively and did an early piece on him, actually, in a local paper, believe it or not. And David Grush told him something very juicy.
Know more. I mean, there always is with UFOs. There's a promise that we'll get to know more. I mean, there always is with UFOs. We are always a year away from the big reveal. But he assured me that that reveal is kind of got a schedule now, and in the next year will be accelerated in a way that the whole world will find astonishing.
I sure hope that's true. That is what I have been hearing from behind the scenes. So, you know, we'll see if that plays out. I hope it will. I mean, that sounds like it's what Lou Elizondo alluded to when he said they were going to try to work through the system at first, and if the system failed them, which it has, they would start wrecking the furniture. So that looks like there is a timeline to that furniture wrecking, and 2024 is when that is. So fingers crossed, and heads down when that furniture starts to fly. Meanwhile, there's an over hour-long conversation with Gary Nolan. Ross Coulthard sat down to interview him, and it's a terrific interview. I highly recommend you check out the whole thing. There's this one interesting section talking about the Soul Foundation, which I'm very excited about. Let's see a little bit of that exchange.
The statement of intent for Soul is that you aspire to be a serious, well-funded, cutting-edge academic research into the nature of UAP and their broad cosmological and political implications. How do you do that, though, with something like UAPs, which is so intangible? Where do you start?
You categorize first what the questions are that you want to ask. Once we've put all of the data into the right categories, we then say, okay, well, what of this meets academic standards and criteria of excellence?
He says a lot more, and again, there's an hour-long interview. I encourage you to check it out. It's always good to hear from Gary Nolan, and I think the work he is doing is very important with the Soul Foundation, actually getting an independent body to investigate UFOs in a serious and robust way. I love it. You know, Godspeed Gary Nolan and all the others that are participating in the Soul Foundation. I really look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. Yesterday, I asked a question, you know, about independent groups researching this, because there was language talking about that, or what sounded like that, in the NDAA, in the Schumer-Rounds amendment. And I just wanted to clarify that, because I saw this right after I made that video. So, yeah, here is what they were actually talking about. A limitation regarding independent research and development. They're not talking about the Soul Foundation. They say independent research and development funding related to UAP shall not be allowable as indirect expenses for purposes of contracts covered by such instruction unless such material and information is made available to the appropriate congressional committees and leadership. Now, what they're saying is that you know, they're talking about defunding the UFO control group, right? Pinching off their money, you know, unless they come forward into the light, right? And, you know, we'll see if that actually happens, if choking off their money can compel them to come forward. You know, fingers crossed that that's the case, but they're saying there's not going to be any way to circumvent that by going through an independent research group. We're calling it independent study and funneling money through the independent research group. So that's what that was alluding to. So, you know, thank you, Claus, for, you know, posting this, and that really helped me understand what's going on, and also, you know, to the extent the Congress is willing to push this as far as limiting the funds for the control group. In other news, Ashton Forbes, who had crowdsourced the password for those files that he was sent, purporting to be the raw files of the missing flight MH370 satellite video, I believe is what that was. Well, that turned out to be BS, as many thought. I was hopeful that we would finally get to the truth of missing flight MH370, whether it was a hoax or deliberate disinformation or a genuinely anomalous event. But sadly, that's not the case. Ashton says we cracked the password. It is that long password. We're pretty certain this was illegitimate. If so, it's sociopathic. The PDF was missing the page we saw in picture 5 and seemed to be a declassified MQ-1C Gray Eagle report. So maybe that's the drone. The other files seem to be what they were claimed to be, but nothing we didn't already have. Because the dates on the PDF seem to be modified, we can't trust the dates on any of the other files either. Feel free to check the files for yourself to confirm this. Maybe we're missing something, but I doubt it. I apologize to anyone I misled about the files and to the debunkers who said they were fake. And yeah, Ashton had some very strong words about debunkers on Reddit. And, love you, Ashton, but, maybe don't call everybody stupid. Just a thought, just throwing that out there, Ashton. He says we'll go back to regular investigation tomorrow. I'll also have to scrutinize for things like this much harder in the future. Well, anybody can fall victim for a hoax, but that is unfortunate, muddying the waters further. And I wish people wouldn't do that because this is a serious case. Hundreds of lives were likely lost in this incident. And if they weren't, if there was a genuinely anomalous feature to this incident, and those people are actually missing, then that's important, and we need to find them. Meanwhile, at the Arecibo Observatory, this was from December 13th, 2023. There was an 800-meter disc seen with the Arecibo radio telescope. This is crazy, guys. Check out this massive disc that was seen. And it seems to have these other UFOs rotating around it or moving around it. And you can see them moving right there. So this is nuts, guys. This is nuts. Why aren't more people talking about this? Why isn't there more information about this? This is huge. This is a massive UFO. And we need to learn. Oh, yeah, and UFO Sightings Daily was kind enough to actually show the path of this object. And let me mute it. And you can see the path of this object. And I'll link to the UFO Sightings Daily video, and you can watch the full thing at your leisure because there's a lot more information. But I thought this was really nice that he was able to do this, to show the path of this giant UFO. Is that the mothership or a mothership? What is that thing? Could there be a mundane explanation for that that thing? I mean, that looks like, to me, that does not look like a natural object. But, let me know what you think in the comments below. And thank you very much to Tim Clark for sending me this awesome news story. I love it. Meanwhile, the lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, former Aero director, publishes a groundbreaking UFO study in renowned Journal of Nature. Wow, look at that. We have a new article, scientific article in nature.com by the lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick and a couple of others. So you can read that at your leisure to get all the disinformation about UFOs you've ever wanted to see at your fingertips. I'll link to it below. Also, check this out. Remember that Dragon UAP that I shared a few days ago? Well, apparently there was a different camera angle on it with a higher quality camera, or maybe this is a different incident on the same day. Either way, my understanding is that that the president was visiting LA, and that there was a fighter escort, and they were refueling over the airport. And that's my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong. but apparently it's unusual for that to have occurred. And was that because of the presence of Dragon UAP? I don't know, but it's a great question. Either way, here's a different shot of it.
Seeing
this is from the news video. So yeah,
this. It's
Saw that?
this is, excuse me, LA Flights Live.
every few minutes.
We had something flying in the way.
Oh, really? I didn't see it.
I'm not too sure what it was.
The F-35s are enforcing a presidential TFR over Los Angeles, over LAX. Give us a yes, give us a no. If you want to keep seeing this, it's
Saw that?
There you go,
are
guys.
enforcing a presidential
There you
TFR
go.
over Los Angeles, over LAX. Give us a yes, give us a no. If you want to keep...
Look at that, guys. Look at that awesome, clear footage of a dragon UFO. That's what I think that is. Let me know if that's what you think it is in the comments below. It's not going behind the distant object. It's not going behind the refueling tanker. But to my mind, that is clearly not a bug or a bird close to the lens. It is going super fast, just like dragons do. That's, Dr. Robert Scheib. That's the term he coined for these objects. And it's his research that has really led to our understanding of this crazy phenomenon where these tiny little UFOs will buzz airborne objects. And look at that. Look at that. Yeah, you tell me if you think that's a bug or a bird. In my mind, that is a very solid dragon sighting. And it's awesome, and I love it. And, we just need to really research and understand this phenomenon, because if these tiny UFOs are buzzing our planes and even our presidential vehicles, clearly that's important and needs to be understood. Could that be a human vehicle of some sort? Is that the control group doing this? I don't think so, because the phenomenon seems to be quite robust and quite large. Could it be time travelers, or something like that? Is it aliens? Is it other dimensionals? Who is doing this? We don't know, but we certainly need to find out. Hopefully, we can get some remote viewers on it and they can get to the truth of it, or we can just capture one of these guys, bring it down somehow and study it, and maybe we can get some answers. But let me know what you guys think about this pretty cool dragon UFO sighting, in proximity to the president, in the comments below. And let me know what you think about all the other news items today. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos so you don't miss a thing. Join me on social media. Facebook and Twitter links are below, and Discord. Love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, please consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt. See the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Also, channel members get to see videos very often, hours or even a day ahead of everybody else. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos to check out on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.